Hello, everyone. I think I'm live. How are you guys today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am way late to post today's lesson, so I'm really, really sorry about that. Um, so if you'd like to be notified about when I go live, when I post new lessons, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course. And if you turn on notifications, you'll know when I go live. And when on Facebook too, when I go live, you can like me on Facebook and you can turn on notifications. And that way you'll know when I'm live. Hello, everyone who's joining. Hello, hello. How are you? Hello from Afghanistan. Hi. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. We're going to be looking at the word worth today, worth. So it was requested by one of my students. Thank you very much, Ali. So if you guys have a lesson suggestion, feel free to put it in the comments. I always check the comments for lesson suggestions, so you can always do that. Hello from Egypt. Hello, hello. So yes, we're going to be looking at the word worth today. So worth has a variety of uses, right? So we can use the word worth different ways, okay? So basically it boils down to the value of something. So basically worth means value. But there are different values, not just monetary values. So we're going to look at those today. Hello from Sri Lanka, Kurdistan, Myanmar. Hello, Turkey, Sudan. Welcome. Okay, we're going to jump into the lesson. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so you can see worth. What does it mean? How do we use it? Okay, so like I said, there's a variety of different ways to use worth. So we're going to look at each one. So first off, this is the worth that I think most people understand. So having a particular value, and it's when we're talking about money. So a value, right? Basically worth means value. So if I said this watch is worth $10,000. Wow, that's an expensive watch. So a watch is worth $10,000. So this means that the value of the watch is $10,000. So if you wanted to sell the watch, you could get $10,000. Okay? We can use it in a question form. How much is this property worth? How much is this property worth? So if you're looking to buy a piece of land or sell a piece of land, you need to know the value of it. So how much is this property worth? What is the value, monetary value of this property? Okay, everyone understands this one so far? Very good. Okay, so that's an easy one. Let's look at the next one. Very, very similar. We're still talking about money. So this means having a particular amount of money. So this is usually when we're talking about a person. So a person has a particular amount of money. We can use the word worth. Okay. Tom Hanks, he's a very famous actor. Tom Hanks is worth $350 million. Whoa, that's so much. So that means that he probably has $350 million. That is how much he's worth. Okay, so he's a very famous actor. He's done many movies. So he has a lot of money. He is worth a lot of money. Okay. She must be worth a few million bucks. So this one, I put bucks in here just to change it up a little bit. So if you know what bucks are, Bucks means dollars. So this is kind of a casual way to say dollars in English. Okay? So a few million bucks means a few million dollars. So she, I don't know who she is, but she must be very famous. She must work really hard. She must be worth a few million bucks. So she must have a few million dollars. Very good. Are you following me so far? Everyone understand? Okay. Hello, hello. Hello from Sudan. Okay. Now let's go on to a different meaning. Okay. So this meaning still has to do with money, but it's a little bit different. So something is reasonable or something has a good value for the price of it, the price of something, okay? So taking a taxi was around $15, but it was worth it because I was exhausted. So we're talking about money, but we're talking about money in the sense that it's reasonable or it's a good price. It's a good value. Okay. So maybe for some people, taking a taxi for $15 is a little bit expensive. I would rather walk home. But if you're really tired, maybe you can't walk anymore, you're just really tired, you just want to go home, you are willing to spend the extra money. So taking a taxi was around $15, but it was reasonable. It was worth it because I was exhausted. Okay? So the next one, I spent $100 at Disneyland. Wow. So some people might think $100 at Disneyland? That's crazy. That's too expensive. But for this person, it was worth it because it was so fun. So this is the balance between the price and the value of something. So I spent $100 at Disneyland, but in my mind, that is a good price because it was a lot of fun. So maybe I think having fun is more valuable than $100. So it was worth it. It was reasonable, a good value for the money that I spent. Okay? Very good. Is everyone following me? Very good. Yes, worth means value. Very good. Hello from Libya. Okay. Now we have a different kind of value. This does not have anything to do with money. Okay. But if something is important or interesting enough to receive an action. Okay. So this new movie is worth a watch. Okay, so this watch, I said a watch. I'm using watch as a noun. So don't worry, to watch is also okay. But here we're using a noun. This new movie is worth a watch. So that means that it's interesting or important enough for you to watch it. Okay. This new movie is worth a watch. It has nothing to do with money, nothing to do with money. Okay? Hokkaido is in Japan. Hokkaido is far from Tokyo, but it's worth a visit. Okay? It's worth a visit. Even though it's really, really far, I highly recommend visiting Hokkaido. So Hokkaido is far from Tokyo, but it's worth a visit. It's very important or interesting enough to receive the action of a visit. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Very good. Okay, so we're moving on to the next one. Okay, so this is very similar to the last one. Notice in this one that I used a noun. A visit, a watch. So here We have be important or useful enough to have or to do, okay? Important or useful enough to have or do, okay? This book is worth reading. This book is worth reading. We could also use this book is worth a read. That is okay. Or this book is worth reading. Okay? The second example, it's worth having a backup plan if your acting career falls through. It's worth having a backup plan if your acting career falls through. So let's take a look at this sentence. Some words might be new. So a backup plan, maybe you have your first plan. I want to be an actor, but maybe you're not good enough. Or, maybe being an actor, when you get older, you don't really want to be an actor anymore. Or something happens where you lose your voice or something. So if your acting career falls through means that your plan doesn't work. Okay, you have plan A, become an actor, but this plan falls through. It fails. Okay, so if your acting career falls through, it's worth having a backup plan, maybe plan B, plan C. So maybe plan A, become an actor. Plan B, maybe you can become a YouTuber. Plan C, you can become a doctor, right? So it's important or useful enough to have or do. So here, maybe it's very important to have a backup plan, okay? It is worth having a backup plan. Very good. Okay, next one. The next one is very, very common. This is one that you should know. So enjoyable enough to make the effort seem acceptable. So enjoyable, or you have enough advantages from something to make the effort or the pain you went through, the suffering you went through, to make that seem acceptable, okay? So studying English was worth it because I could find a successful career. So maybe studying English is very time-consuming. It's very difficult. You might get frustrated. You might get tired of English. But all of that was worth it because you could find a successful career. So the successful career makes the struggling, the effort seem acceptable. Okay, very good. Okay, and the last example, the trip isn't worth it. So things can not be worth it also. The trip isn't worth it. So maybe the trip, if the trip is somewhere far away, but it's not enjoyable enough to make the effort seem acceptable, then we could say the trip isn't worth it. The trip isn't worth it. So maybe it costs a lot, it's far away, but it's not that enjoyable. It's not that entertaining. So we could say the trip isn't worth it. Okay, very good. Can you make a sentence using worth? So we have a bunch of different ways that we can use worth. So please, in the comments, if you could try to make a sentence. Let's see. Oh, Aliawan is here. Let's see. Did it worth visiting that place under unfavorable weather conditions? So I would change your sentence a little bit. I would say, was it worth visiting that place? Was it worth visiting that place under unfavorable weather conditions? Very good. So even if the weather is bad, is it worth visiting? So is it enjoyable enough to visit? Is it important enough to visit, even if the weather is bad? Okay, very good. This movie is worth to see. Very good. So I would say this movie, so if it's one movie, this movie is worth seeing, ing, or this movie is worth a watch. This movie is worth watching. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for the information. You're welcome. I hope it was helpful for you. Okay. Very good. Let's see. It's worth to spend our time with you to learn English. Very good. So I'd say it's worth spending our time with you to learn English. Then your sentence is perfect. Very good. Okay. So let me scroll up a little bit. Can I say I worth it buying Apple Mac $1,000, but my friend bought Apple 12 Pro. So maybe this sentence needs a little bit of reconstruction. So I would say it was worth buying an app, maybe an iMac. You mean like an iMac computer? It was worth buying an iMac for $1,000. But my friend bought Apple 12 Pro. So I think that means the iPhone 12 Pro. So I would change it. It was worth buying. It was worth buying. Okay. Your video is worth watching for me every time, teacher. Oh, thank you so much. And that's a good example. Okay, very good. Let's see. It's worth playing football. Very good. Do you like football? Excellent. Okay. It's worth learning English with you. Oh, thank you. And that is a very good sentence. Excellent. The tiger is worth to see. Very good. So just be careful. When we use worth, we don't use the infinitive, like to see. The tiger is worth seeing, or the tiger is worth a look or a visit if you're at the zoo, for example. Okay, very good. Let's see. It is worth to be part of this English learning team. Very good. So remember, we're going to use worth something. So it is worth it to be part of this English learning team. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. It's worth being humble. Very good. I agree. It's worth being humble. Excellent. So thank you guys so much for participating in the lesson today. I'm really sorry that I was so late to hop on here for a lesson, but the next live lesson on Facebook will be on Monday. The next YouTube lesson will be in a few hours later today. So if you want to subscribe, you'll be able to know when the new lessons are available. Okay, thank you so much again for watching. I hope you liked the lesson, and don't forget to leave your example sentences in the comments below. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you for our next lesson in a little while on YouTube. Bye, everyone. Thank you.